martial arts. We have seen this in also different kinds of grappling. This is a kind of concept, not directly a technique. This is not a technique, this is a concept.
We basically say this whatever, the stance, the dachi, right? We collapse down and rather we get our base wider.
Yes.
So that we can hold the earth. That is the concept. We are holding earth with your leg. Whether it is the heikodachi or the ready stance, you are holding the earth. And when you do collapse down, that is, you are just holding the thing. That is the one concept.
And also suddenly, I was like this, and when I do this, I became like this. So it is like a triangle, or it is
Pyramid.
like a pyramid.
Yeah.
So your base is wide. That means you have a lot of balance.
Balance, yeah.
We made a video about this. We made the Angad stance video. We named it Angad stance because this is like 50% extra support or power or balance you will get. Sorry. धूम्रपान सेहत के लिए हानिकारक.
इस शहर को ये हुआ क्या?
So we made a video called Angad stance also.
In that also we
did. So there are two concepts, two approaches in which you can kind of make your base wider or make your stance strong. Two kinds of ways in which you can become like Angad. So moving you is hard. Number one is a very strong stance. It's a very strong stance which we discussed in that video. So what is the significance of a wide stance and how do we breathe in this?
Yeah, basically in kalaripayattu we have many told like sort of things are there. In dachi, tripadachi also. So basically we need to concentrate our full energy, the prana in this first point. Whatever the name may be called, that we will discuss later. But we have to take the breath in, you must have seen the Gojiriu sort of breathing technique like that. So it is the same thing. We take the moon stance, then we take the breath out. This is taking in like that. So we can hold the earth, get better grip.
Yes. So this is not magic. This is not like you are standing in normal stance. If you are standing like this, and because of your weight kind of thing, I can lift up your leg. But when you are in that kind of a stance, now weight is in front and you are also breathing out. So you can make a wider base, like you can, yes, proper. Yes, this one. Now this one, this becomes, it's not that it's impossible to do it, but still it is very hard. Now, this is a concept, this is not a technique. We are not saying you cannot
pick him up.
Yes, nobody can survive a double leg takedown, but I don't believe. So, it is not magic, it is a concept in which, like in the middle of resistance, in the middle of like pushing or something, when you use a stance, it creates a stronger base for you so that you can push or you can be more stable. This is number one. Number two is a concept in which you use your weight distribution. So, this might look like magic, this might look fake, but just see, it is not fake. So, now my full body is...
he is easily pulling.
Yes. So, he lifted me up, nothing very special. What is my weight? I didn't see what is my weight.
80 kg.
80 kg. So, right. So now my body is like a very stiff body. I am like posing for a photograph, and if you can lift me up in this position, it's not very difficult. Now, if you try to do that again, and if I go down again, lift me. Again, one more time, we'll make them, it's not, yes. So this is easy, lift. This is easy. But again, this is not easy. What is the difference? Suddenly my weight did not increase. It is about, I became more difficult to hold. It is like a bottle of water. A bottle of water, very easily you can lift the bottle of water. For example, For example, if this is having water inside, very easily any place I can lift it, it is stiff. It is easier to hold. But what if the same amount of water was in a water balloon? That's not easy to hold. If you hold it in the center, some part will come over here, some weight will go over here. So weight distribution is in such a way that it is difficult for the opponent to hold. So the first technique is how you become stiff, and the second concept is how you become more like fluid. Of course, if somebody is trying to pick you up from the back, don't play dead. You can't avoid being suplexed like that. But still the concept is kind of a flow of your body weight. So every time you can't oppose if it is like a pushing, every time you can't push against the push, sometimes you have to pull also. So it is a balance between pushing and pulling, expansion and contraction, and also a smart way of using your body weight. It's not about becoming heavier, it's about becoming harder to lift. A 10 kg dumbbell can be lifted easily, but 10 kg sack of rice is difficult to lift because you lift this side and it goes to the other side, it's hard. So these concepts can be used in the middle of wrestling, in the middle of fighting, becoming kind of fluid, that's one, and using your stance as a strong base, that's two. So here is what we are trying to say. You can become harder to move using mainly two ways. Number one would be using your stance. Just like over here, my friend can lift me up very easily. But now I'm using my stance, making my base wider. And you can see it is a surprise. I didn't tell him what we are doing. And you can use your stance. So suddenly your body weight shifts in a different direction. You are harder to hold. And this one, I'm using my body weight. I'm becoming harder to hold. So that's all for today. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe and press the bell icon. ठीक है? 3 homework काफी है करके आने का. And if you like what I'm wearing, color dhoti, you can order this online. Dhoti.
Imagine the country you live in being hit by less and less fertile soil, making crop growing increasingly difficult.
Sandstorm conditions prevail in the Indian capital, and now there are fears of early desertification of the region.
This is 45 to 60 years is what we have agricultural soil. We are calling this as soil extinction. You heard of dinosaurs going extinct, you have heard of dodos going extinct, but this is soil extinction is what we are looking at. The real problem is soil extinction because in the last 30 years, 80% of the biomass insects have disappeared from the planet. 80%. This is a suicide. This is a real suicide.
So in 45 years' time or 50 years' time, there will be serious food crisis on the planet, it's inevitable. When food crisis comes, well, whoever has the biggest guns will come and take the food. And the chaos and the suffering that we will create for populations around the world is unimaginable. So what are we going to do? So it's very, very important that soil becomes the focus, because if you put 1/3 to 40% of the land, especially in the tropical world, under tree shade, your climate change could be easily reversed. As a part of this, we are unfolding a movement called Conscious Planet to bring maximum number of people